Hey my babies, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Riahjay and I'm back with another video. Today is Wednesday, my babies. It's like afternoon time. All is well. I hope all is well with you all, and I hope you all are continuing to stay about happiness, peace, and love. And I hope you all are continuing to stay determined, motivated, and focused. And I hope you all are continuing to walk in the alignment of stars that Allah has for you. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you all another story time video. And this story time is inspired by a friend of the past, and she shared with me some intimate moments of her life and stuff like that. And basically, I just want to share it to you all to maybe inspire someone else. I'm hot in this fucking sweater. Why did I put this on? To inspire someone else, to motivate them and to help them with what they have gone through, what they're going through, or a decision that you probably need to make. So yeah, basically I had this friend, and me and her, we met. Y'all know that in my experience in a shelter, I was in a total of 3 shelters in total, in my entire shelter experience. So the second shelter that I was in, y'all know I told y'all that it was a women's facility. So I was there for probably like 5 months, a few months or so. And one of my friends from high school actually showed up at the facility. And it's crazy because when I had knew her back in high school, I was a sophomore. She was a junior. So she was like a year older than me. And it's crazy because in high school, I wasn't even that cool with her. I was actually really close to her younger sister who was in the 10th grade like me. But she, I guess she had to take an extra gym class, and that was my gym class. So that's how we ended up, conversing and getting to know each other. And I was like, that's your sister? Oh my God, that's my friend. Wow. So now I'm cool with both, I was cool with both of them basically. So I had seen her, the older sister. She popped up at the facility where I was at, and she had a son, y'all. And, I was just so happy for her because when I knew her back in high school, she was a lesbian. So I was just like, oh my God, you have a son. So we caught up and everything like that. So she didn't know nobody at the facility. Clearly I was like her only real, homegirl there. But me, I was already like fully acquainted with the girls at the facility, whether I talked to or I didn't talk to, who was the girls that I, kind of like hung around or whatever, or knew them from the counseling sessions that we would attend like once a week or whatever. So basically I was like her only homegirl there, and that she had knew, and she see my daughter. She's like, oh my God, you a mother, Raya, blah, blah, blah. So we started talking, we became cool. So we would like hang out some nights, like, because she was the type, like, she didn't really like to, like me, I didn't really have places that I can go, like, other than the facility. You know what I mean? Like, when I was in a shelter, I barely went back home to see my family. I barely went and stayed the night out at my family's house because I didn't want to be in a facility. You know what I mean? Like, I was at the shelter, and I had to be at the shelter, and, I just didn't do that, but she, on the other hand, she would always go out and hang out at her mother's house with her baby daddy and spend the night out and stuff like that. So on the days where she was, at the facility, she would want to hang out with me in my room. So, we would get a few drinks, and we would smoke Black and Milds or whatever, because I wasn't smoking at the time, and I don't even think she smoked weed, but I wasn't smoking at the time. And she didn't smoke weed, so we just would have a drink and smoke Black and Milds and shit. So, and not, in the entire room, with the babies, but we would do it like out the window or outside at the park or even in the bathroom, with the under the door plugged up, So while the babies is out there watching like Dinosaur Train or whatever. So, and Wookie was older than her son, so yeah, basically I think we got so fucked up this night, and she just was telling me, like, she was just confiding in me, like, her situation. She was like, so is this your first pregnancy, like, with Wookie? And I was like, yeah, it's my first pregnancy, and clearly I kept my baby, but I actually recently just had an abortion. Because y'all know, when I got to the second facility, I had just had my abortion from my domestic violence situation, where one of my exes put his hands on me, and I was 3 months pregnant with his child. Y'all know this if y'all don't scroll down and watch the old content. But anyways, I didn't keep the child because I always vowed to myself, like, it's one thing, like my daughter, it's one thing, like, when my sperm donor, we made a child, and then he claims that he doesn't want nothing to do with me or my child. So that's a whole situation, a whole different situation. But when you get hands put on you by your boyfriend at the time, and he literally chokes you, bangs your head, and all of that, and you 3 months pregnant with his child, that's just a no bueno for me. All bets is off. I'm not keeping your seed. So I had an abortion. That's how I ended up at the women's facility, because I needed to leave the location that I was previously at with my ex. So anyways, I told her that whole situation. So she was like, oh, so this is your only child, your first child, and you had one abortion. So I'm like, yeah. So she started telling me her situation, and she's like, yeah, well, my son is actually like my 6th pregnancy, because I had 5 abortions. And I was just like, what? Oh my God, boo, for real? She's like, yeah, I never really wanted kids, but I would always get pregnant because we don't use condoms, but his dick is so good, and he's always nutting in me. And, but my mother wanted me to keep my child, and he wanted me to keep it. But I really didn't want no kids or whatever. So, that was just so much for me to take in, y'all, because y'all know how I feel about abortions. Like, I feel like abortions are not birth control, and I feel like this is my opinion, you can differ if you like. I just feel like there should be serious conditions and serious issues for you to not keep a child, that you knew you was pregnant, like, that you made, or I feel like molestation, rape, domestic violence, those are like top reasonings for not keeping a pregnancy, because I just don't believe in those reasonings to bring a child into this world. But when she told me that it was a choice for her to lay down, it was a choice for her and her baby daddy to keep having unprotected sex, to keep, allowing him to nut in you, to like it. And the fact that you had 5 abortions, I mean, I listened to her, but I didn't really understand that. So when she told me that her mother and her baby daddy wanted her to keep the child this time, I was just like, I was proud of her. And I was just like, thank God that your body was still able to conceive a child, and your body was still strong enough to carry the child, and let you have this beautiful blessing right here, which is your son. Because I hear horror stories of women who have so many abortions, and it messes up their body. It messes up their insides, like where they cannot even conceive children anymore. Or they can't even hold the child to full term, and just so many issues can occur when you have so many abortions, and you put that you just put your body through so much. So I just want to give some encouragement. And no, I didn't judge. I'm not telling this story because I judged her, or whatever some of you may be thinking. I don't judge anyone. Like I said, I listened to her, and I took in, her situation, and I actually felt sympathy for her. But what I can't do is try to make an excuse for someone and their choices and their actions. You're grown, and you know that having sex unprotected can not only give you STDs, and some STDs that are uncurable, but you also know that having unprotected sex can result in pregnancy, unplanned pregnancy. And, we just know that, I just believe that us as human in the flesh, we are not stupid. We know the decisions and the actions and the choices that we make on ourselves and on our lives, and how much it can not only affect us but affect others. um but I'm proud of her that she kept her child. It was the sixth pregnancy, her son, and she kept her child. And look at him. I'm pretty sure today he is blooming. He's bloomed into a beautiful and smart and bright young man, young boy, and he'll be a great, man one day. But just to you women that may be going through a situation where you have an unplanned pregnancy, I just want you all to think about your decisions, think about your actions, think about, first of all, was this a domestic violence situation where you raped, and therefore you became pregnant? You have to make the best decision for you and your life. And also for you young ladies out there and you women out there that are literally having unprotected sex, you're not on contraceptions, you're not using any condoms to prevent STDs and to prevent unplanned pregnancies. You're just out here willy-nilly giving it up, crazy. I just want you to reevaluate yourself and reevaluate your life, because it doesn't have to be like this. We don't always have to go through pain to get to the other side, of our lives. It's all about making great decisions and making the best choices on our lives, making smart decisions on for ourselves and on our lives. Use protection, my babies. Protection does not just guard us against STDs, but it also prevents unplanned pregnancies and broken down relationships, single mothers, single dads, children being brought into this world feeling unwanted, from the womb, being born into this world, under addictions and diseases and tragic situations. I just want to inspire someone with this story, just let's do better, my babies. Let's do better for ourselves, for others, for those looking up to us, for our future. Let's make better choices than our parents made. Let's set an example for our children, for our future children. Like I said, all learning, all experiences don't have to be bad experiences, and we don't always have to go through pain to give pleasure, and what I mean by that is, like for my situation, for instance, I've went through so much pain in my life to now I am now receiving my pleasure. You know what I'm saying? I now have my happiness, peace, and love about myself and my life and my energy, and I just feel so blessed, thankful, and grateful that Allah even allowed me to still be here on this earth with you all, and to be here inspiring people, by my content and just simply being who I am. But we don't always have to go through troubles and pain to get to the other side. Start living right now, making smarter decisions, making the best decisions, making great decisions over yourself, over your life, for the sake of others, for the sake of your future, for the sake of those looking up to you, the youth. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. It's your girl Riahjay. Thank you all for watching, my babies. I love you all so much, and I'll see you all in my next video. Peace and love.